I'm blonde. In today's video, we're going to talk about Ayydubs, a content creator that's been on the platform for years. They have 1.8 million subscribers, and for the past year or so, they have been uploading their own podcast. And as bad as having your own podcast is, that's actually not the reason we are talking about them today. Instead, we're going to be talking about the fact that they've disappeared for 5 months to join a cult that wasn't even a cult.
I escaped a cult yesterday.
A cult?
A cult.
So that clip you just watched came from Alex's last upload of her podcast revealing secrets. And we'll carry on watching in a moment, but I think it's important to say that after this podcast was uploaded, Alex disappeared for 5 months. There was no uploads on her YouTube channel. There were no uploads on any social media platform, not Instagram, not Twitter, not even Snapchat. And that means something because Snapchat's giving out money like it's hotcakes.
I went on Meetup to find a group to meditate with. So I signed up for this meditation. I go to somewhere in Pasadena that's like in the middle of nowhere. I notice the second I drive onto the property, my music stops playing on my phone, and I look at my phone and I have no service.
No.
Yeah.
Girl, turn around.
But I didn't.
No.
I always like,
You have to know.
First off, ignoring the fact that it's a cult, why are you driving to the middle of nowhere to go and do a group meditation session at night? And I have to agree, the minute that my cell service drops and my music stops playing, I am putting the car in reverse and I'm going straight back home. But hold on just a second, because I know this might seem like cults are a bad idea, but I've got a cult that I think would be really, really cool to join. And that cult is the subscription cult. So if you're thinking of joining a cult today, scroll on down to the subscription button and give it a press.
So I went like this to her. I motioned like, oh, 1 second. Like, I'm just gonna go get something for my car. And then I sprinted to my car and I left. And I'm really proud of myself for leaving, because there's a version of myself that would have been like,
So as you can see, she had a run-in with some form of cult or group out in the middle of nowhere, trying to run these meditation sessions to maybe pick up and recruit new members, but she left. That's the point of that clip, is that she left. She got in her car, she went back home, and she left. Now you might have also noticed at the end of the clip, she said that there was a version of herself that would have been like, oh, time to join a cult, which is what her viewers picked up on when she then didn't upload a single thing to the internet for 5 months. That clip is only about 4 minutes of an hour-long podcast, so it has no business to cause so much worry, but it's the fact that she then disappears for 5 months without a trace that caused her fans to get worried. Imagine one of your favorite creators that you watch regularly just stops uploading completely for 5 months, disappears, no trace, not a word. They don't say I'm going on a break, they don't upload to their Instagram, they don't upload to their Twitter, they say nothing. You're gonna be confused and you're gonna be worried. And you can see this in the comment section of that same podcast. Is nobody on the team going to confirm Alex is okay? Because it's pretty fucked up to ghost after this episode talking about wanting to go to that culty potluck alone. It's been a month since the last episode. Alex, I'm starting to get concerned you actually joined the cult after that potluck. I'm checking every few days to see if you return. Not sure when I'll give up, but miss you. Always look forward to your videos. I know you've received a lot of criticism, but the majority of us enjoy watching you. You can see that her fans were very, very worried about her situation. So let's jump 5 months ahead to 3 weeks ago when Alex returned to YouTube and uploaded a video that only made people more concerned.
Who the f are you? What are you doing here? I've tried to film this video a few times now alone, and so much happened. Struggled a little bit, got some stuff out, but I thought that it would be more helpful to just talk this through with a friend.
So from the intro, it really feels like she's coming back to dispel these rumors and say, guys, I wasn't in a cult, don't worry, I'm okay. I just simply forgot to tell you guys I was taking a break. But who's this new friend? This person that we've never seen before? This Tessa that has just appeared after we thought you'd joined a cult and now you've come back, and then there's this new person. Well, who are they?
I left YouTube months ago and kind of fell off the face of the earth. There was a rumor that began to circulate that I joined a cult. And I did. And that's how I know Tessa!
Me too.
Yeah, so as you can see, she's laughing, she's joking, she's having a play, but guess what? She did join a cult.
I had spent 14 years, more or less, making a new video every week. And so when I found a format that I could rely on, I relied on it too much. Like I sucked that river dry.
So she starts to talk about the reasons that she took this break. And she says it was because for 14 years, she's been uploading a video every week. And from my calculations, that's about a lot of videos. So it's only fair that she deserves a break. I think everybody needs to take a break at least a couple times in their life. I mean, 14 years without a break, I think she's okay to take one. But with becoming a person of interest or like a celebrity or a YouTuber or just an influencer, you almost have this duty of care for your fans. And to take a break and not say anything and just disappear off the face of the earth, it's not on. Come on now. It's not on.
I heard through word of mouth that my show was going to be canceled, but nobody told me.
Yeah.
Because of the way things were being conducted, I think it was like, let's get her to do what we need her to do, and then we'll tell her. So basically, the very last podcast episode that I shot, I knew it was going to be canceled, but I was not supposed to know that it was going to be canceled. So I was like playing pretend.
Yeah.
So there you hear her mention that she knew her podcast was going to be cancelled. And what she means by that is the production company that was behind running her podcast, they didn't like it. They were going to cancel it anyway, and she had found out.
So I told that story on the podcast,
I escaped a cult yesterday.
A cult?
A cult.
but I also told it fully intentionally, knowing it would be my last episode and that I didn't know when I would post next, and that would sort of like plant a seed for people to wonder where I was.
Yeah.
It was a bit. It's funny.
Fair enough.
But what I did not expect was that it would mean people were going to be worried about me.
See, that's the part that I don't get. So you acknowledge that you knew it was going to be your last episode and that you said the cult story intentionally because it would plant a seed in your audience's head to think, oh, where has she gone? But, you're surprised that they worried. Am I the only one that's confused by that? What else was their reaction going to be? Like, give over. Surely you knew that they would get worried. I don't know. It feels like this is now just damage control.
I wanted people to think maybe I joined a cult. Didn't think people were going to worry.
It was just a little bit, just a little gag, just a little funny, ooh.
We were not consuming salt,
Sugar,
dairy,
alcohol, drugs, masturbation, sex.
and also most days we were only eating 2 meals a day. We were doing a lot of fasting.
Yeah.
But it's also like you're not really supposed to consume media, the less music and podcasts and content.
When you listen to that with the frame of mind that she's joined a cult, and then you hear that she's talking about all these restrictions that they place on her diet, saying, oh, you can't eat meat, you can't eat salt, you can't eat sugar, you can't have drugs, you can't have alcohol, you can't have sex, blah, 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 you can't blah, 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 whatever. You can't go on your phone, you can't watch books, you can't watch films, you can't read books. Like, it makes it sound worse.
The sucking out of the head and then throwing up for you.
This is something that I'm hesitant to share.
Yeah.
Because of how crazy it sounds, but I'm going to say it and who knows if I'll keep it in.
Yeah.
Did she ever do that for you?
Yeah. My last ceremony.
It was my second ceremony. She just sucks, like puts her mouth here, sucks in here and here, and then immediately throws up. And then I get up and I feel different.
Yeah.
Like lighter than I've ever felt in my whole life. Like she took something out of me that I didn't even know was there.
Yeah.
She purged for us sometimes.
Yes.
That's like selfless work.
Let me not even continue because you already know how I'm going to react to that clip. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that the way the video has left people is that they thought it was a cult. They thought this was genuine confirmation. And if anything, the comment section was worried that she had now been manipulated into making this sort of recruitment video, which they even joke about in the video.
There's no way to understand what went on there and how it changed us. And this really does sound like a cult recruitment.
I've been so fascinated by cults and the effects they have on people, but having watched Alex for so long and see her so strangely devoted to something like this chills me to my core. Cults love people like Alex, pure heart, open mind, and the trait of wanting to belong. Another element is a person who is seeking spirituality. I don't think this comforted anyone, girl. Everyone is still very concerned about you. I think that last comment really sums up how I feel about that video. When Alex uploaded it, she wanted it to be something that set the record straight and made everybody realize that she's okay, she's fine, and she hasn't joined a cult. But instead, what's actually happened is everyone thinks she's joined a cult. But after that video came out, Alex then went on to the H3H3 podcast and did an interview about the whole thing.
People pointed out there's a lock on the outside of the door. That's like that's how you keep a prisoner, right?
I was never locked. I don't think that lock was actually on the outside. I mean,
No, it is. Watch.
I remember
watch.
it.
Here, let's watch slowly. So you walk.
Yeah, not
So
talking.
here's the door, front of the door. You go in, you shut, there's the lock. You can see the lock, you push it, and then
funny.
you go into the room right here. See, there's the lock,
12 days.
and then you're in the room. Yeah.
I see it, but I don't like. I was never locked in that room. I don't even remember like using that lock specifically.
On its own, that is kind of like a point that doesn't really matter. Maybe the lock is just there to keep the room shut and keep people out when no one's using it. Like I said before, when you look at it from the frame of mind that we think this could be a cult, it sounds like you were kept prisoner in a room because you're talking about being isolated from everyone. Easiest way to isolate yourself, get locked in a room.
When I said it was funny, it was while I was in Peru. I wasn't on social media or anything, but I did get texts from two friends telling me that this was happening in a group chat. And I, when I said like it was funny, it was like, this is so surreal. I can't believe this is happening. And I'm so far removed from this right now that I have to like put it away for now, and I'll address it when I get home. I also talked about how there was this like sick satisfaction, I guess, that there was something to come back to.
So it's a little bit of a sticky situation for me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Because whilst I can appreciate that it might be very surreal to have the whole of your fan base suddenly in uproar being worried about you, and you're sat there thinking, well, why are you guys worried? I'm obviously not at a cult. But the reason that you aren't worried is because you have the full information. You know where you are, you know the details of where you are. There's no speculation for you. But for your fan base, the people at home who watch all of your videos and support you, they have no clue. They will never be able to know the full truth about where you are just because they simply aren't you. Even if you come out and say, I wasn't at a cult, this is where I was, it was just a retreat, I just didn't come on the internet for a while, I got worried when I see everybody panicking about me, so I didn't know what to say. Even if you say that, they're still gonna speculate. They're still gonna think, well, maybe she might be at a cult, they might be manipulating her, they might be telling her to say these things. They'll never know the full truth like you do. So I think she just needs to have a little bit of like self-awareness and think a bit clearly about what she actually means and how people are going to take it, because I feel like it's not hard to see that people would have got worried in this situation. I think that's a very easy thing to realize. But anyway, I bet you're probably thinking, what actually was this cult? And was it a cult? Was it not a cult? Where the fuck did she go for 5 weeks? So what Alex actually went to Peru to do is known as an ayahuasca retreat. And if I've butchered that, I'm very sorry. My British tongue is not very good with South American dialects, but I think I've got it close to how it's actually pronounced. And an ayahuasca retreat is a retreat where you connect with nature and you sort of desensitize yourself from back home, isolate yourself and just become one with the earth and stuff like that. Take psychedelic medicines. Yeah, so the term ayahuasca comes from an ayahuasca plant, which once brewed into a tea is psychedelic and can make you hallucinate and see visions and feel at one with the world, I suppose, I don't know. But that's where she was. She was just at a retreat, isolating herself from the world. It wasn't a cult, and the fact that she has made it seem like a cult, even if it was just for a bit, like she said, is really disrespectful to the culture that she went to experience. Like, I get that you took a break from your 14 years of work, and if anything, you should probably take more breaks, because working for 14 years straight will kill you eventually. But I don't know, maybe next time just drop a little message saying, oh, by the way guys, I'm not dead, I haven't joined a cult, I've just gone on holiday. But yeah, that's the full story as we know it at the moment. Please comment down below what you guys think about this, because I think it's utterly insane. I still can't get over the fact that she just didn't think people would worry. Like, ugh. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment down below what you thought about the whole situation, because I need other people to clarify whether or not I'm mental. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, so see ya.